Isabel Marshal was a medieval English countess. She was the wife of both Gilbert de Clare, 4th Earl of Hertford and 5th Earl of Gloucester, and Richard, 1st Earl of Cornwall. With the former, she was a great-grandparent of King Robert the Bruce of Scotland. Family. Born at Pembroke Castle, Isabel was the seventh child and second daughter of William Marshal, 1st Earl of Pembroke, and Isabel de Clare. She had 9 siblings, 4 sisters and 5 brothers, who were included the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th Earls of Pembroke, each of her brothers dying without a legitimate male heir, thus passing the title on to the next brother in line. Her last brother to hold the title of Earl of Pembroke died without legitimate issue, and the title was passed down through the family of Isabel's younger sister Joan. Her sisters married, respectively, the Earls of Norfolk, Surrey, and Derby, the Lord of Abergavenny and the Lord of Swanscombe. First marriage. On her 17th birthday, Isabel was married to Gilbert de Clare, 4th Earl of Hertford and 5th Earl of Gloucester, who was 20 years her senior, at Tewkesbury Abbey. The marriage was an extremely happy one, despite the age difference, and the couple had 6 children: Agnes de Clare, Amice de Clare, who married the 6th Earl of Devon; Richard de Clare, 6th Earl of Hertford; Isabel de Clare, who married the 5th Lord of Annandale. Through this daughter, Isabel would be the great-grandmother of Robert the Bruce. William de Clare. Gilbert de Clare, a priest. Isabel's husband Gilbert joined in an expedition to Brittany in 1229, but died the 25th of October 1230 on his way back to Penrose, in the Duchy. His body was conveyed home by way of Plymouth and Cranbourne to Tewkesbury, where he was buried at the Abbey. Second marriage. Isabel was a young widow, only 30 years old. She had proven childbearing ability and the ability to bear healthy sons, as evidenced by her 6 young children, 3 of whom were sons. These were most likely the reasons for both the proposal of marriage from Richard, 1st Earl of Cornwall, and Isabel's acceptance of it, despite the fact that her husband had been dead for only 5 months. The two were married on the 30th of March 1231 at Fawley Church, much to the displeasure of Richard's brother King Henry, who had been arranging a more advantageous match for Richard. Isabel and Richard got along well enough, though Richard had a reputation as a womanizer and is known to have had mistresses during the marriage. They were the parents of 4 children, 3 of whom died in the cradle. John of Cornwall, born and died at Marlow, Buckinghamshire, buried at Reading Abbey. Isabella of Cornwall, born and died at Marlow, Buckinghamshire, buried at Reading Abbey. Henry of Almaine, murdered by his cousins Guy and Simon de Montfort, buried at Hales Abbey. Nicholas of Cornwall, died shortly after birth, buried at Beaulieu Abbey with his mother. Death and burial. Isabel died of liver failure, contracted while in childbirth, on the 17th of January 1240, at Berkhamsted Castle. She was 39 years old. When Isabel was dying, she asked to be buried next to her first husband at Tewkesbury Abbey, but Richard had her interred at Beaulieu Abbey, with her infant son, instead. As a pious gesture, however, he sent her heart in a silver gilt casket to Tewkesbury. Media. Isabel and her husband Richard appear as characters in Virginia Henley's historical novels, The Marriage Prize and The Dragon and the Jewel.